Hey guys, welcome back to my craft room. So today we are going to make a loaded hoop, a New Year's loaded hoop. And I want to start off, I'm actually going to only use gotta try and only use this big guy right now, the outer part of your hoop. Okay. Now I actually found my hoop at Goodwill, but of course you can find your hoops at Hobby Lobby. I haven't seen any at Dollar Tree, Amazon, Walmart. Embroidery hoops are a pretty big thing, so it's not quite hard to track them down. But I always find that there is at least one at Goodwill. Sometimes they're a better price, sometimes they're not. This one was not, but I kind of, ran out of time, and I didn't want to run back out to the store to, well, the nearest store that would have a hoop would be 30-40 minutes away, so I decided I would pay that extra price, even at Goodwill, just so I didn't have to go anywhere else. So I'm going to start off with just a trace of the whatever hoop size you're going to be creating. And you're going to use, well, you could use fabric if you wanted. I am going to go with some glitter paper. You're going to set your hoop on it. And I am going to use some hot glue. Just go all the way around your hoop. Some people use both of their hoops, some people just use one. I don't know. I personally like only using one part of the hoop. It just, I don't know, makes more sense to me. And of course, I like that one part of the hoop doesn't have the metal piece, the hardware. And some days I want to use that, and some days I don't. So it's nice to have the option of the two. Some people use the two, especially if they're going to be using fabric, because then you can actually just sandwich your sorry, opening my tape. You can sandwich your fabric in there. It's not a big deal. So I've got some, some tape here, and I'm actually going to start on the inside. Maybe not. It's not as flimsy as I was hoping. And then just bring it all the way around to the other side. So I kind of have an estimate of what size tape I need now. This is just gonna decorate my hoop a little bit more. Of course, I could have spray painted my hoop and that would have been a lot easier, but I kind of wanted to use my gold tape. I thought it would be fun. Plus, I got it on sale. So. You know, one of those purchases where you're like, okay, let's do this because I've got it. Alright, so I am going to just keep covering this. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool. And then I will be right back after I'm done with it. Okay, we are all wrapped around. And it looks awesome. I did leave the parts around the hardware available here, and that's just, I kind of like that. Of course, if you didn't, you could always just go and just use the other circle, part of the circle. So now I'm going to cover the back with the same tape, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And you don't have to worry about if there's any bubbles or anything, because, well, I'm just going to cover it up. And I don't think anybody's going to be too hard pressed about if you didn't cover your bubbles. Of course, you know, everyone has their own opinions of if you should cover bubbles or not. But I'm just going to end up probably covering it with ribbon. So you could also just cover it with ribbon, or, you know, do the spray paint. Or washi tape. You don't have to do it with duct tape. This is all kind of a preference thing with hoops. Whatever you want it to look like is what you're going to ultimately do with it. But I like to just do something on the back just to make it look a little bit more finished. Some people end up hanging them, so, you know, the back's not necessary. I mean, the sides aren't even that necessary. You could leave it wooden, and it would still look nice. I'm going to cut that in half and use half on the top and half on the bottom. I just love these golds for New Year's. I just think that's so cool. Bring it right up to the edge there, since my hardware is right there. Wrapped around as much as I can here. You could always hot glue if it, you know, gives you some issues like it's doing for me right now. Make it a little bit more manageable. Okay, we are all taped up. Now, let's find a ribbon. Alright, found my ribbon that I want to use. So well, it's kind of like a cream glitter. So basically we're just doing a lot of glitter. if we haven't noticed here. But first I'm actually going to take some tulle here. Just some white tulle. And I'm going to just give it a measure here. That's perfect size. So I want to fold this guy up here. Give us a clean edge here to work with. Turn this around. Center my, oops, no, we gotta flip it around. Okay, that'll work. Oh, that's not on right though. I had it over just a smidgen. Yeah, that'll be the perfect size. So I'm going to just put some hot glue on the edge of my tulle here. I can actually probably bring it in a little bit here. Just wrap it around. Just give it a good smush. I'm probably going to end up going over it with ribbon anyway, so it doesn't quite matter, you know, if it's a little funky looking at the moment. Alright, now, before I close up the other side, or, you know, wrap it around some more and just attach it, I've got my sequins that I want to put in there. I'm just going to lift it up here and oh, my hot glue came undone, but that's okay. As long as I'm careful here. Hot glue on my nail. Okay, let's just do it this way. Boop. Use the bigger opening. Okay. Alright. Now let's fold that over again. So that we actually have a pocket this time. And then pull that back. Alright. Got some excess here that I can cut off and use for the top. Just make sure all my edges are down. I don't want any leakage of our sequins. Gosh, I've got glue all over my table now because of that. Probably should have got my mat down. That's the one thing about using tulle or any like really what's the word I'm looking for? Like sheer. Anything with holes in it and you're using hot glue, it gets on everything. But I really wanted to make sure it was down. Someone might actually be getting a glitter bomb if it wasn't. Alright. So there are our sequins in our pocket. I'm going to go ahead and go and wrap this around because I kind of want to just finish that off. It looks a little plain without a lot of glue sticks. I don't put in any pack. Okay. Alright. Oh, of course. It always does that to me. It never actually wants to stay. Alright, so we're just gonna place that right on the edge there. And then keep the hot glue rolling. Just make sure it doesn't touch the back of your paper there. You don't want to close up your pocket after you already made it. Of course, you can use just paper and make a pocket. I just thought it would be fun to add a little bit more glitz and glamour to the new year. Loaded hoop. I'm actually going to bring it all the way around, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I kind of like it just like that, maybe. Alright. That's so fun. Of course, you could have sealed your hoop, your tulle up with your ribbon instead of just doing tulle on tulle. That would have worked too. So you don't have to get it on your workstation. In your craft room. Ah, it's so fun. It almost reminds me of a tambourine. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and, oh, looks like some of my tape is coming up. I'll give that a quick glue. And then go down the center. With my ribbon. And then just fold over the edges. I want to leave some of my tape showing though, so I don't want to use, I'm doing half and half rather than all on one side. But this is going to keep your tape from unraveling, and it's also going to give it a little bit more of a finish. Plus it's cute. That's always a plus, right? Just like when we were working on the Mickey Mouse pin boards, the Disney pin boards, you want to kind of do it in sections. Just to make sure. Oh, this is looking so glittery and cool, That kind of goes hand in hand though. Glittery and cool. I'm getting glue everywhere though, because it's getting on my fingers. Need to get one of those like rubber thumbs. I'm gonna make sure my sequins are all on the other side so I don't accidentally glue them down in there. And then just keep going along. I feel like, well, I mean, it is a circle, so everything's pretty repetitive. Once you get one step down, you know, it kind of just makes sense. Which typically that one step is your pocket. That's the only really disruptor, you know? I love how each of the golds are just like, not really fighting for your eye, but fighting for your eye. It is glitz and glittery for sure. Glamour galore. So cool looking. Look at all this extra glue here. Amassing quite the pile. People have, normal people have dust bunnies. I have glue bunnies. Normally hot glue bunnies.